My game plan? Get the best without the fuss. That's why I love Fairway. Everything I need, easy to find. And a hometown atmosphere that just hits different. Fairway, your home court advantage.
10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Carl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Carl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Carl way.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic post-game show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson. Chelsea Poppens is joining me in the Northwest Bank studios. And we just watched Baylor hand Iowa State their first loss of the season, 72-70. It was a tough one. It was a heartbreaker. Chelsea, what are your initial thoughts right off the bat?
I mean,
you probably have a lot.
Right off the bat, Baylor played better basketball. They played better defense. They rebounded better. They read our offense. Like when Jada was cold, they shifted to doubling down on Audie, which was a great game plan, and leaving Jada wide open. Like I was screaming. I'm like, just shoot it. Just shoot it, girl. You're gonna get hot at some point. You just keep shooting it. And I was even telling Ryan too, as the game was ticking on, I'm like, Jada's going to have to bring it home. Like,
right. 1000%. I think too, Baylor had way too many second chances. What do you think Iowa State could have done to minimize those?
Box out.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Box out. It was frustrating to watch them get like 3 boards in a row. And get those putbacks, which would have been like easy if we just would have boxed them out and used that to our advantage. But I mean, at the end of the day, Baylor played better defense, and Iowa State just didn't adjust accordingly on offense. Jada was cold for a bit there, and they were leaving her wide open, which gave me a little bit of PTSD because I remember back in the day when Coach Finley didn't want me shooting threes, and I was wide open, and people were sagging off.
You probably wanted to. Did you ever just pop one?
Yeah, I specifically remember a game versus Oklahoma where they were sagging off and just like letting me shoot. And at first, Coach Finley's like, "No, don't," and then he's like, "Okay."
Oh, yeah. I guess that's the thing with coaches is like they get mad when it doesn't work, but when it does work, you can't be mad.
I would say we lost that one, but wouldn't say it completely worked.
That's kind of how I felt too when Audie was shooting the threes, but. Hey, if it would have gone in, I would have been happy. It's tough, too, when you have someone like Addie Brown, who's usually a big point scorer, and I think she finished with, 4 points from free throws or whatnot. So, is there anything else she could have done to kind of help, Jada and Audie that game?
Yeah, I mean, she got into foul trouble. I think we had a lot of ticky-tack fouls that didn't need to happen, and that put us in a bad position. As a team, and it got them to the free throw line. They were 94% from the free throw line. Like if they get there, they're gonna sink it. And unfortunately, it just wasn't our day.
Yeah. Is there I'm looking at some of the comments now. Is there something you would have done differently with that last second play, or was it just because Little Paige Bugs tipped the ball? Otherwise, do you think it would have worked out?
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I think Coach Finley knows what he's doing, and that 2 seconds on the clock is always going to be a tough play, no matter what.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't our day. Unlucky, and unfortunately, our streak is done. But that's more motivation for the girls to come back. The next game with a little more of a chip on her shoulder, a little more grit, and even Jada to show up and not get disheartened by the way she was able to play in some one of the quarters, third quarter, fourth quarter. But I think it's just a step up for everybody.
I was going to say, sometimes a loss like that can obviously really hurt. They were 14-0, but it can also make them really motivated. What do you think these, women are going to do in the next couple of days before their next game with this loss in the back of their head?
I mean, Coach Finley's going to take them to film. He's going to show them exactly those areas that we were watching. The rebounding is going to be a big piece because that rebounding is all about effort and who wants it more. And Baylor wanted it more this game. They showed up. They didn't let up. The guy, like Little Page Bugs, had a great first quarter, and then other players ended up stepping up. And usually where we see Addie Brown step up, like she is in foul trouble. Like she didn't make her shots. She was 1 for 7. The shots that usually fall just were not falling for us. And I think Coach Finley's gonna like show them that, and it had to happen at some point. I mean, we could have gone on undefeated for a while, but I mean, it had to happen at some point just to kind of challenge us and force us to level up a little bit more. And I think everybody is mature. Everyone on the team is mature and is going to realize that like they're going to take this film, they're going to go into the next game and just be so much better because of it.
I'm looking at some of the stats right now, and what's crazy is Talia Scott was held scoreless the first half, and then she just comes out and dominates. I think she ended with 21 points. Yeah. And then obviously Little Page Bugs, 13 points and 20 rebounds. And a lot of those rebounds were just turned into second chances for.
20 rebounds is insane. And
do you know her height? How tall is she? We could probably pull that up.
I think, yeah, I'm pulling it up quick. Let's see. She's 6'1", which I'm gonna say there's probably a little roster error, standard for error there. But like I said, it doesn't matter how tall you are. It's all about effort. If you are gonna like outwork everybody else to get to the ball, 20 rebounds, like nobody can say that the effort wasn't there on Baylor. You can say it wasn't there on our side as Iowa State like players, but I mean, Coach Finley's gonna like throw that in the girls' face. 20 points is embarrassing in my mind.
She was really fun to watch, as much as I hate to admit. But yeah, it seemed like Baylor wanted it a little bit more. I want to thank our sponsors before we continue. Shout out Carl Auto Group. They are our presenting sponsor all season long. They're huge Cyclone fans and huge Cyclone Fanatic fans, so we really could not do this without them. And then our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery, make sure you check them out. Do some grocery shopping this weekend. Head on over to Fairway. So moving forward with Iowa State, I'm assuming teams are going to be using this game a lot as like film on how to play Iowa State, because Audie had the first 9 points and then Baylor was able to make some adjustments and obviously come out on top. It was still a close game, but what do you think teams are going to use this game probably moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the past, I don't think this team, the Iowa State team that we saw today, is going to be the same team that you see in every game. I mean, if we look at last year, like the main primary scorers were Audie, and Emily Ryan. Mm-hmm. This year we have so many more offensive threats, and like it just so happened that like the rest of the like Addie and Jada weren't hitting when we needed them to, and even like Kenzie Hare, they weren't hitting when we needed it to, which left it to Crooks. Like she was doing great in that first half, and then Jada making up for those points. So when other players aren't doing that and we're struggling, like this is the type of game you're going to see, but that's not going to be every single game. Like a Big 12 is all about who wants it more and who shows up every single game. And so you can't expect the same team to show up, like exactly the same way every single time.
Are there any players that were on the bench or didn't get as much time today that you wish maybe could have gone in and change up the momentum or done something a little bit differently?
Yeah. Let's see. I think like I'd like to see Sydney Harris. Last year, Sydney Harris got a lot more minutes and she showed up in a lot bigger ways for us. It's on that 3-point line and then creating offensive opportunities for everybody. And like she only got 10 minutes today. I think there's potential for her to step in. And like when she's cold and she's not doing what she needs to do, or she's getting frustrated, like I think that's an opportunity for Sydney Harris to get in and some other players to get in and just create a more well-rounded offensive team for us in the future games.
Do you think it's a little bit of an adjustment for her because she did have a lot more playing time last year, and then this time I feel like the Iowa State team is just more well-rounded. So do you think it's kind of tough with Sid Harris and like even some of the other players that maybe have gotten a little bit more, a few more minutes last year than they did
I
this
mean,
year?
I think we were, Aiden, you and I were talking about like it's weird not seeing like Tanky. Is she injured? I think I missed that.
I didn't see it on the report before the game, but
Okay, but it's like it's different seeing like Eiley Tanky not getting like being in on defense. She was such a key defensive player for us last year, and like Sydney Harris, she was also like getting a lot more minutes. And so, I mean, it is nice to see like Elisa Williams getting in, taking some time from Audie and giving her a break. And I do think we're a much better, well-rounded team, like you said, this year than we were last year. And so I don't think it's going to be like last year we were spinning the same wheel every single game and trying to get other people to score and make some plays. Whereas this year, I think it's going to come much more naturally, as we've been showing.
you're a former player. You have had experienced tough losses. If you were still on the Iowa State team right now, how would you be feeling as a player? Memory of a goldfish? I know you've said that before. Or are you kind of keeping this in the back of your head moving forward?
I mean, it's tough when you've been undefeated and this is the game that you allowed to kind of ruin that. I think it is like get into get the scout, look at the film, study it. I mean, don't dwell on it. Don't make it to the next game dwelling on it. Like, but you should study all the areas where you guys like where we fell short on defense or offense didn't go as well. We weren't guarding the 3-point line very well. Coach Finley's going to point that out. So like things like that, like I do think you need to take it to heart, and because that's going to make you a better player. And if you don't care about it, it's going to show. And so the players that do care about it are going to like put a little chip on their shoulder, show up to the next game with a little more energy and motivation.
I'm looking forward to that next game. I think we are going to see same old Iowa State women's basketball team that we're used to seeing. I'm pretty sure they'll come out with a win with this chip on their shoulder. But thank you, Chelsea, for all of your input. We always love it. Shout out to our sponsors, Carl Auto Group and Fairway Meat and Grocery. Make sure you guys tune back in. There's lots of fun Cyclone stuff to be watching, men's and women's basketball, wrestling. The list goes on. So thanks for tuning in.